All right. Hey, it's Doc Chelle. Welcome to Dr. Test Prep, where I am helping you become the best person that you can be so you can reach your collegiate goals. Right now, we're focusing on the PSAT and the SAT math portions. We are doing Khan Academy Unit 8, Lesson 3. If you're new to my channel, watch the 4 Pillars video and watch how my stuff supports Khan, maybe even before you watch this video. Those are very important for you to create a program that's perfect for you to be successful for almost free. Okay. The only thing that's not free is if you choose to buy my book to keep yourself organized, but you don't have to buy my book. It's $14.95 on Amazon. Amazon gets most of the money. If you have paper and pencil, that works too. Okay. The real treasure are these videos that I'm making just for you. I've been helping kids for 20 years and I love it. 20 years on the SAT and I love it. All right, let's take a look at our stuff here. Okay, given that 5x minus c times 3x plus 1 minus 4 equals that, what is the value of c? So make sure you open up the link in my description of the Desmos calculator, click choose assessment, and make sure you click College Board. If you don't, if you just type Desmos graphing calculator, it will not have all the functions that I'm using. So please follow along with me. All right, what we're going to do is we're actually going to type these on 2 different lines. So I'm going to type in, like the equal sign is where I'm going to split my 2 expressions. Whew, it would help if I was typing in the Desmos calculator instead in here. Here we go. Boom. Parentheses 5x minus c times 3x plus 1 minus 4. Now, this is definitely, add slider for sure. This is definitely one where it's faster to use the calculator. I'm just saying, like, I'm a math teacher and I would do this problem with the calculator because of the slider tool. Like, the slider tool is amazing. All right, so we are trying to make the red graph go on top of the green graph. So what we're going to do is we are going to move this slider tool until it goes on top. So I have to keep moving it this way, more. It's almost there. Perfect. That's it. The value of C is 2. Woohoo! Yes, it's so much more complicated if you do it a different way. Like, it's really more complicated. This is the best way to do it. Like, go ahead, watch Khan Academy's way to do these problems. This is way easier. Okay, let's do the same thing for number 5. I told you, I mean, these videos, if you can learn these techniques, like especially my Unit 8 videos cover most of the techniques in the other, like Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 6, and Unit 8, like, or Unit 2, 4, 6, and 8. These cover those. So like, this is the playlist for you. If you want to get even higher, watch, all of them, but all right, here we go. I'm distracting myself. Same concept. We're going to split it into 2 lines. We have ax minus 10 times 3x plus b. And then they gave us our slider tools already. And then we've got 6x squared minus 6x minus 120. What's the value of a times b? Now, this one we are going to need to do a little bit of work. Okay, because there's just too many variables. I'm going to make this blue graph. I'm going to hold this and I'm going to make it black, and I'm going to make it really thick, a 6, by just changing this line thickness, just because it'll be easier to see how to move it. Now, notice how there's 2 points here. Okay, our goal is let me start again. Remember that whenever we have quadratics, the roots represent 2 numbers, 2 constants. So we're going to focus on moving 1 bar at a time. Okay, so I'm going to first focus on moving my A bar so it gets on that furthest right point, which is about there. And I'm going to leave it there for right now. Actually, the black line might be too thick. Let's turn the color to like blue. And you know what? Let's move this to the top. No, I guess it doesn't really matter. I think I probably just made it too thick. See, that we just long press it again and maybe make it a 4 instead of a 6. Okay, but anyway, we can see very clearly that the A value is going to be 2. Okay, now we're just going to move the B slider, and we're going to keep moving it until it goes on top. And we ran out of space. So all we're going to do is just change it and make it go higher. Okay. Let's see. Let's make this say 11. Nope. Let's try 12. And there we go. Okay. Now we have the same graph. Look what happens. If I turn off the blue and purple are the same. So my two numbers are A is going to be 2. So we got 2x minus 10. And my B is going to be 12 equals 3x plus 12. And what we're going to do just to double check is we're going to type what we think it's supposed to be in the box. So I'm going to turn off the purple and let's type that to make sure, because all I did was substitute the 2 in for A and the 12 in for B. So we've got 2x minus 10 times 3x plus 12. Now, I wrote this problem, and as I'm looking at it, this is probably not the best example because we should have factored a 6 out, but for our purposes, it does work, okay? So as you can see, again, the green and blue graph are identical. So we know that those are correct. Now that we know that those are correct, we know that our A value is 2 based on the slider tool. Our B value is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. Done. Okay. Now this next one does not get to use the Desmos calculator, so we are going to have to do it by hand. The trickiest thing is remembering to distribute the negative. Now, if this was a multiple choice question, which it probably would end up being a multiple choice question, honestly, because it's not going to have a single number answer, like it's not going to be like 27. You would just type in the graphs and compare them. And because the letter is Z, you would have to type in the graphs with X's and then compare them with the multiple choice like we've done in dozens of other videos. But I did want to be a teacher at least once. So this is the technique that I like to use. I like to add straight up and down. So I have my 3z squared minus 4z plus 2. Okay. And I like to put lines through my z so I don't get them confused. This is the tricky part. When we do this, we have to distribute the negative. So this becomes positive, this becomes negative, and I like to line things up right away. So see how this is -1? I'm going to put the -1 here. Then I've got the negative times this negative, which makes it a positive. So I'm going to put positive 3z here. And then I've got the negative times this positive, and negative times a positive is negative. And then I've got my 2z squared. I used to teach my students to write it in one line and do circles and triangles and squares. Oh my. But I've evolved to teach you to just line up the variables and do the distribution just like that. So we write our first polynomial, we do the distribution for subtraction, and as we do it, we just put it underneath. Now we just add going down. 3 minus 2, which is technically 3 plus -2. But 3 minus 2 is 1, so this just becomes z squared. -4 plus 3 is -1, so that just becomes -z. And then 2 minus 1 is +1, and that's our answer. Okay. All right. So this is the end of this video. But before you go and watch my other videos, which I would love for you to like and comment and encourage each other, please just go back to Khan Academy. Okay. Remember, my stuff does not replace Khan Academy. My work enhances Khan Academy. So you need to go back to Khan and do the practice questions. Okay, I've taught you enough that you probably don't need to watch his videos, but you do need to do the practice questions so that you can inform the AI if you've mastered the content or not. When you come back, we'll move on to lesson 4, which I really like. It's called Simplifying Expressions. I'll see you soon. Bye.